Hello everyone, this is Chase from Chase Your Guides, and as you can see, we have a Hammer Bro on the world map. Touch it, and we get transported to a little battle scene. Don't worry, it's just a single one, and it's fine. Depending on where he is on the map, it actually affects his arena, and these blocks can actually have power-ups, I believe. But it's not a huge deal. Anyway, collect the star that you get from him, and remember, all these items are going to our inventory, so if you need any help, be sure to use them. Also, I should probably explain the warp whistles now, even though it's not super important. If you use a warp whistle, you'll get transported to World 9, which is basically a warp zone world where you can go to, like, if you do it in the earlier worlds, it's like worlds 1 through 4, and then if you do it in the later worlds, it's like 5 through 7 or something like that. Don't quote me on this. But if you use a warp whistle while in World 9, so all you need is 2 to do this. You only need 2 warp whistles of 3. But if you use a warp whistle in World 9 after you use your first one, you will actually get transported to a standalone pipe that leads to World 8. So that's how you get to World 8, is using 2 warp whistles in a row. Anyway, on to World 1-5. Start out sliding and defeat the Buzzy Beetles. Remember, they're immune to fire. If you have fire, you most likely don't. But just want to make note of that. Right here, if you jump right there for an invisible block, it leads you to an invisible music note block and another coin heaven. Remember, there's a secret one up here, just like last time. Oh, I love the music up here, it's so relaxing. Back down. There are some other parts of the levels, but they're not super noteworthy, so I'm going to refrain from showing them, because it's really not worth it. I mean, there's no point, in my opinion. Right here, be careful, there is a Venus fire trap, and you cannot slide into them safely. Just note that, you can't slide into a Venus fire trap. Same rules apply, though. If you're standing on top of their pipe or right next to their pipe, they can't spawn. Although the ones like this, going down, they can spawn if you're near their pipe, but they can't. And they can also spawn if you're right under them, so be very careful of the upside down ones. Anyway, go out this pipe and you're at the end of the level. Got a running start and hopefully you'll get a star. Wonderful. On to World 1-6. That was a close one. I'm being a little bit risky. I don't know why I'm playing like this. I mean, I might play like this normally, but I really shouldn't for a walkthrough. For one, for your sake, but for two, I mean, even my own sake, it's going to cause me more heartache if I mess up. Also, those zigzaggy platforms are annoying, but even though they look the same as the falling platforms from 1-4, I believe it was, they don't fall, they just stay along those rails. I'd recommend kicking this Koopa shell, just be careful, like, pick it up, stand on this block, and then kick it, and you'll be fine. If you duck under here, there is a coin in the spot, but you can get it with a tail whap too from Raccoon Mario. It's just a little bit awkward. And even though it's not likely you'll slide into the pit, I still wouldn't risk it. But this one right here has a ledge, a bigger ledge, and it has multiple coins, even though I'm messing it up somehow. Just note that's like a multi-coin block, even though I messed it up. I also messed that up a little bit. You want to hit it, in my opinion, the bottom left, and then just jump up and collect it or something. Because I hit it in the bottom right and it went to the left, unfortunately, but I still got it. It's not a huge deal. Mario 3's controls are a lot more smooth than Mario 1, and even, I would argue, even Mario 2 USA. It just feels a lot more natural, not as awkward. Which I'm not insulting Mario 1, but its controls are a lot more awkward, or its momentum and physics are a lot more awkward than Mario 3's. Anyway, get a running start. And we're at the end of the level, got another star, yay. And just mine the Koopa Troopa near the end. Once I don't exactly know what triggers this, but eventually you'll get the spade marker on the ground. And basically this is another minigame. Flip over any 2 cards and see if they match. You can only miss twice. Now, I want to explain the rules of this really quick because it is important. There are only, as far as I know, there are only 8 patterns. There are only 8 patterns, and if you look it up, I'm not going to post a link, mostly because I don't know if that's right to post a link. Maybe I should, but it's a guide by GameFAQs user Mike Truitt, I believe. And I believe this has all the patterns. There's 8 patterns, and my general tips are, if you screw up a match once, You got a buzz sound, but you still get to keep going. And if you mess it up again, you'll lose at whatever point you're at. And then when you see this again, it'll be at the same point as you left it, and it'll be the same pattern and everything. And if you finish it, well, it'll start in, next time you see it, it'll start a new one. Anyway, the general tips I want to give for this is if you see a flower in the first slot of the patterns that have a flower in the first slot, only one of them isn't like this. The rest of them have a flower in this slot. So that's like a minor tip. However, the big tip I want to give you if you don't want to cheat is these three are always the same on every single pattern as far as I know. This is always a mushroom, always. This is always a flower, always. This is always a star. So if you pick any one of these, if you got a mushroom, flower, or star, well, here's your free, you have 3 free chances right here. If you got a mushroom, right here. Flower, right here. Star, right there. And you can make 3 easy matches. And like I said, also, of all but one pattern that has a flower at the start, there's also a flower on the 4th one, except for one pattern. That's beside the point. But look up Super Mario Bros. 3 Game Facts, card game solutions if you want to cheat. I am going to personally cheat just to show how broken this is, but it's not that I need it. It's not that I need it, but I just want to make note, you can cheat this, and if you're having trouble with this game, I'd recommend cheating this, because this is a very good way of getting power-ups. It will fill up your inventory, and it's kind of obnoxious, but if you need them, well, there's really no reason not to. Anyway, this first card is a 1-up. According to my little Game Facts guide by Mr. Mike Truitt, there is only one pattern with a 1-up, so I know exactly which one this one is. I know exactly which one this one is. So there's only other one 1-up chest, and this gives us 1-up. It's right here. See how broken this is? You have no time limit on this, by the way. And then I'm just gonna randomly pick, because it doesn't really matter on the first one, because the first one's not gonna count you out. Okay, it's a 10 coin. 10 coin for this pattern is right here. The other 10 coin. Right here, we got a star. Every pattern is like this. This is always a star, always. Right here, we have 20 coins. The other 20 coin on this particular pattern is right here. We have a fire flower. This is always a fire flower. Do you see how broken this is? Like, I do not need to cheat to beat the game, and I don't need to. I pretty much never do. But for this playthrough, I'm probably going to cheat on just about every one of these to just show how broken this game is, because it appears quite often, but you have to realize they're not expecting you to beat it in one go. But there's only 8 patterns, and these 3 cards are always the same as well. And there's a nice little guide on Game Facts. So right here, we have a fire flower. The other fire flower on this pattern, or there's actually 2. There's actually 2 sets of fire flowers on this one, but this is the elf one right here. There are 2 mushrooms right here. There is, let me just show this really quick. I know this is a mushroom, I know this is wrong, but like I said, you don't get counted out, and this doesn't count for next round. See, I got 1 set wrong, but I still get to keep going, which is awesome. But anyway, there's the mushroom, there's the guaranteed mushroom, and then finally we're going to clear the board with the final 2 stars. And ta-da, we've beaten it. Is that not awesome? That is a wonderful place to get power-ups, and it's not even hard. Especially, like, in my opinion, the bottom 3 panels, if you know they're always the same, it doesn't even, you don't even need the guide that much, in my opinion, because it's so consistent, it makes it easy to get those 3 powers. But that's beside the point. I'm going to cheat every time on those, but you don't need to. It's not that hard of a game, but if you're struggling with this game, I'd recommend that. Sorry for rambling on, but I just want to explain that game in detail. Anyway, off to a toad house, which pales in comparison to what we just went from. But just pick a random chest and you'll get a random power-up. I love how the leaves are green even though they're supposed to be brown. Anyway, collect that for a raccoon tail. Once again, it's random. I think it can be a fire flower, a mushroom, or a leaf, but just wanted to note that. Anyway, you'll see this castle and they're screaming for help, and this is the final level of World 1. Kind of, although this isn't the level itself. Oh, it's terrible. The king has been transformed. Please find the magic wand so we can change him back. And, once you're through talking with him, we're going to board the airship. Yes, Mario Bros. 3 is where the airships were first seen. And they're auto-scrollers. But, these are like cannons that shoot cannonballs. You can jump on the cannonballs, and they are on an interval. Same thing for bullet bill blasters. They're actually on an interval in this game. So note that. They're not like crazy and random like they are in Mario Bros. 1. This is a multi-shot cannon, which only shoots twice at a time. I could pick up that fire flower, but I prefer the raccoon leaf most of the time in this particular game. The fire flower can defeat Larry relatively quickly, but it's kind of hard to hit him with it in my opinion. It's not super worth it, and you could easily lose it. Anyway, this level's not that long, and once you've reached the end, you'll reach a pipe, and you're going to your first Koopaling. This is the game that also introduced the Koopalings. World 1's Koopaling is Larry, and his arena is very simple. He only has 3 hit points, just like all the Koopalings, and he hops a lot. That's about all he's got going for him, is he hops a lot. I kind of took a beating from him, but it's not a huge deal. And he drops his magic wand. Yeah, but he's got a basic arena. He hops a decent amount, and he shoots fireballs out of his wand. Very basic and pretty easy. Also, if they drop their wand on these cracks right here, the cracks in between the wood, the wand will actually land and it will be crooked, which is funny. Anyway, collect the magic wand, and you've just beaten World 1. Congratulations, we're moving on to World 2. The king is transformed back because we rescued his magic wand. Oh, thank heavens, I'm back to my old self again. Thank you so much. Here is a letter from the princess. And Toad's really happy. Also, Mario Bros. 3 is very strange because Toads are depicted with legs. I think this is the only game where that's the case. Anyway, this is a letter from Princess Toadstool. Greetings. If you see any ghosts, be careful. They will give chase if you turn away. I have enclosed a jewel that helps protect you. Princess Toadstool. And she gives you a free P-Wing, which is very valuable. Very valuable indeed. Do not waste them. And once you click A, you'll be transported to World 2, the desert world. And we'll do that next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was very helpful. I'll see you next time when we go through the vast and sandy desert. Thank you. Bye.